here's the question. Is the DRZ400 the ultimate lightweight adventure bike? Well, I've just come back from, I'm on my way back from Cape York at the moment. We're doing the Telegraph track, and for me personally, I've got to say yes, man. What a great little bike. They're cheap, reliable, tough, fun. Yeah, anyone who I'm going to have all the experts out there telling me, oh, it's an ag bike, it's a farm bike, and all that sort of stuff. Good. When I'm out in these remote places, I like the idea that I can find bits for them and all that sort of stuff. I actually had come up here a few years back, a truck ran around light and damaged the bikes when they were on the back of a trailer on their way up here. And yeah, my old DRZ400, and we went and bought some parts of the wreckers, a radiator and a few bits and pieces. The next morning we had that bike on its way to Cape York. Like, yeah, try to do that with some of these late enduro weapons. So this one here's got the big 28 litre safari tank, and what else have I got on here? A seat concept seat, screens for bike screen. Yeah, very comfortable. Got a steering damper this time around for the first time ever in my life. I don't know. Everyone carries on that they save your life. I've tinkered with it a few times. Maybe this one doesn't work properly. I don't know. I've got it given to me, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I'm just an idiot. Who knows? Who cares? But would I spend $500 on one? No. But the fact that I had this one given to me, oh, yeah, cool. But there's half a chance this one's not working properly either. That's probably why it got given to me. But yeah, now cruising here through the Telegraph track, the old DRZ just does it so easily. And I'm actually travelling with Sean from the Behind the Bars YouTube page. He's on his WR250R, and he's really happy with that too. He's a bigger guy. He'd be every bit of 105, 110 kilos, and plus all his gear and that does it quite easily. I find myself personally, that little WR, like, you can't go wrong with either, but just for me personally, I find them a little bit underdone, which is a shame, because yeah, a great little bike. Yeah, definitely some pluses and minuses to both of these sort of thing when you put them side by side. The WR's got the fuel injection and the 6-speed gearbox, which is nice. The DRZ's got, you know, the carburetor and the 5-speed gearbox, but with this 1544 gearing, the DRZ's not so bad. It'll plug along at 100, you know, 60 mile an hour all day long. We're quite lucky here in Australia. We get the E model as a road registered version, so I believe our North American friends only get the S model in most states, which would be a pain, because some people think they're the same thing, but no, there is a big difference between them. I've ridden both, and yeah, I've owned both. I learned the hard way actually. I bought an S thinking, oh yeah, cool, and I rode a friend's E, and I'm like, holy crap, there's a big difference. So what other things I like this? I like how it's got the quick release air filter. You know, you don't need any tools, you just get at the air filter and change it. That's quite nice. I'm not exactly sure with the WR, but I've got a funny feeling it needs an Allen key or a couple of spanners or something like that. Not a deal breaker, of course, but you know, just part of it. I don't like the dipstick in the frame that these things have. I've never liked any bikes with a dry sump. They're always a pain checking them at the right time and all that sort of stuff. The WR's got a wet sump, so you can you know, you can just check that oil whenever you feel like it. Alright, where are we? This looks like a dry creek bed. Yeah, I much prefer a wet sump myself personally. Yeah, I'll go this way. Yeah, again, the DRZ's got parts falling out of trees for them. They've been around for a long time, unchanged, which some people think's a negative. Me personally, I like that. When we pull up this afternoon, I'll do a bit of a walk around on both bikes with the camera and have a bit of a see. So at the end of the day, yeah, whichever one you can get the best deal on, you can't go wrong with either. Yeah, if you like the better looks of the WR, that looks a bit prettier, a bit more modern. Yeah, some people prefer EFI. I actually prefer a carb. When I do a lot of this remote outback stuff, yeah, at the end of the day, if the carb gets a bit of crap in it or something like that, I can pull it to bits and clean it out, and that's where a fuel pump or an injector or something like that goes out in the middle of nowhere, and you know, your WR250R parts aren't that readily available in Australia, unfortunately. Found that out the hard way. We had one of those with us when the truck hit the bikes in Cairns, and yeah, needed a water pump housing for the WR, and Yamaha Australia never had one in the country, so we had to get a bit creative with a bit of liquid metal and silicon and all that sort of stuff, and again managed to patch it up enough to get it up there and back. But yeah, it was pretty dodgy, as where the Suzuki, you know, we could buy the parts we needed from a wrecker or off the shelf in the shop, because they're everywhere. A lot of the hire companies use them up here, the 400s, so yeah, that's what we want. The parts up here are plentiful. Very goodly. So yeah, here we are, Telegraph Track, Cape York, Queensland, Australia. Morning. Yeah, DRZ400 E, usual mods, big tank. I think that's a Safari 28 litre. Had the suspension done from a guy on the sunny coast, and best move, most important thing you can do on a bike is the suspension.
First thing you do on a bike is suspension.
Very, very important. I run a Garmin Zumo 660 still, which serves me really well. Case saver for chain brakes, engine covers, some homemade racks, some RJ bags, and the fuel bladders. They're lifesavers. Seat concept seat with a cover on it, just because it's got a rip in it, so the cover kind of works well for that. And what else have I got on here?
What's that little bit of wire there, Derek?
Oh, that there is because getting at the battery is a pain in the bum. So that's my poor man's, just to hook things on, like charge phones and all that sort of nonsense, because I was too lazy to put a cigarette lighter plug on the handlebars.
So you can run an air compressor off that. You could hook up to that and then hook up to the frame, so you get your earth.
That's it. Yeah, ideal for that sort of thing. Yeah, so because getting at the battery box with all the luggage on is a real pain.
Nice work.
So
what tyres do you recommend for this bike, Derek? What tyres have you run?
606 on the rear, the Dunlop, and I'm a big fan of these Matzlers in the sand. It's a MC5. A friend of mine tells me they're natural rubber, and yeah, they seem to wear really well. I get about 10,000 out of one of them on the front, and they seem pretty grippy right the way till they're bald.
Coming across the Simpson, what was your tyre pressures? What did you run your pressure at?
Oh, it was about 15 on the front and 18 on the rear, which seemed pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, seemed really good actually. And,
so the bike tracks well with that pressure?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it tracks really well. I haven't got a steering damper, and I was more than comfortable. And I'm not the best sand rider in the world, so it was very comfortable. A couple of these little cheapo LED spotties were good too.
Yeah. So it's a budget desert bike on a budget.
Absolutely.
You don't have to have thousands and thousands of dollars worth of bike, obviously.
No, I picked this thing up used for like $1,800, you know, and yeah, just belt the hell out of it and have a lot of fun. And yeah, and I just transfer my my good bits.
What's with the stickers up there? What's that?
Different places we've been, and me and my silly friend from Bundy, we did the Condo 750, so I was number 29 when we did that last year.
Oh yeah.
And on the entry form it said, oh, what was your name of your team? So Daryl and I just put Team Bundy.
Team Bundy. Yeah, right.
That just stays there now. That's just a bit of fun. Oh, that's a Screens for Bikes windscreen too, which I totally recommend them. Just yesterday we were heading into a headwind doing 100, and you could actually feel I could go like that with my hand, and you could feel where the wind wasn't hitting me on the chest.
So
you
yeah,
up here and then feel the wobble here.
Directs the wind up off your chest and stuff. Yeah,
massive difference on those sorts of days.
Yeah,
it
nice.
also keeps the GPS and all your stuff out of the weather a bit too.
Yeah.
Protects them from stones.
So you haven't gone overboard with your gear or nothing. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars. And
these have worked out really well too. I just got these on eBay. They're from a company called Straight Shooter. Just little
little straight shooters.
Yeah, little throw-over bags. I've only got, you know, my bits and pieces, my permits and bottles of water and muesli bars and compressor air.
That's a good idea.
And stuff.
So what?
Really good.
How much fuel did you use coming across east to west?
36.5 litres.
Yeah,
right.
right.
How accurate the
Bowser is.
Bowser is here at Mount Dare.
Which is pretty close, but it's probably a little bit out. But that's not bad going.
No, it was very good. Yeah, I'm still running standard exhaust. I've got a B&B tip in the back of it, which has been on a few bikes now. It just seems not as obnoxiously loud as the standard one.
I've noticed it's not a super loud bike.
But it doesn't seem to affect performance at all. So
yeah, cool.
The DRZ400s are great performance bikes anyway.
I'll get back around here so it's not in the sun.
It's a good old desert camel. This one I've been really pleased with it. What else have we done? Yeah, and the new chain and sprockets. We're running 1544.
Oh yeah, okay. So 1544 gearing.
That seems to be a happy medium that a lot of guys with adventure bikes run, and I'm been happy. I went with 1542 one time for a trip down to Adelaide, and I just found it was a bit too boggy down
It's a bit
low.
too tall.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So 1544, you still seem to have enough power to climb hills, but you can also cruise along at 100. Actually, really cruises along comfortably at 100. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good. Good.
Other
So
than
there,
that, standard bike, no bark busters.
Yeah.
Nothing.
So there you have it, guys. You don't have to spend, you know, $30,000 on a bike to go and do what we do. It's yeah, a good budget bike build.